Functions. Functions of the parties. You, you have to know about the years. Aditya, if you have an answer, then reply. Otherwise, or your question, then raise the hand. If you want to reply the answer, you remember it exactly the parties, how many years they rule over our country. Already we have discussed about the functions. Which functions we have discussed about the parties? Which functions we have discussed? We have discussed about the parties first one. And which first one important thing? The which function it is? The function is parties contest elections. Parties contesting elections. And second one, the parties put forward different policies and program. Policies and program. And now the next one, it is about the another function of the party, and the third one that the parties play. What the parties play? Just a minute. What's the parties play? Parties play a decision role in making laws. You have also the idea the legislature is the important part for making the law for a country. But legislature where the majority party they rule over, and the law it can be possible passed in the legislature from the parties. If the party's member will not ready, then how the law, the amendment or anything it can be possible. But how it is possible? It possible with the formally law or debate. The debate is very important. If you will see the in the televisions, it can be easily seen the debates, and after the debates the passed in the legislature where in the Lok Sabha, and then after in the Rajya Sabha. So which house is the upper house? All you have the idea? Which house is the Rajya Sabha, and lower house is Lok Sabha. But there in both the parties members, and they are responsible for what? For making laws for a country. And how it is possible? Just they have decided and then they pass this bill? No, it is possible by the debate, and not only the majority party, minority also, and most of the members belong to a party. They go by the direction of the party leadership, and irrespective of their the personal opinion in the time of debates. And the majority party or the minority party, both they are responsible, because their suggestions also to be accepted. The next important one, the what? The function of party. What's the another important function? Parties form and run governments. How parties form and run governments? How it is possible? We noted last year's the big policies decisions. Which type of big policy decision taken last year on the 5th August? Yes, Article 370 removed from the Jammu and Kashmir. And how it was possible? It was possible by the decision of political parties along with their leadership and member. All they are equally responsible, and taken by whom? By the political executives. And you should know also that once it is removed, then how it can be possible to run in that particular place. It means in the Jammu and Kashmir. Then it is possible by the executives. How it is possible? By the executives. And the comes from the political parties. Parties recruit the leader, train them, and then make them the ministers. But always it is not possible. Sometimes we are seeing that in the state level, some members they are not literate, but they are the leader, and we have seen in our state Bihar. You have the idea about this, exact idea. Even they have no experience, but they become as a leader because that it is possible due to the in their family members, and now they are become as a leader. Another one function of what? Of the political parties. Role of oppositions. Role of opposition is very important, that the parties, if they are not in their the majority, then obviously they are in the oppositions. So what their role in the oppositions? Role of oppositions to a party is in power by voicing the different views. And you have heard this time Rahul Gandhi so many times he has said about what? About the Rafale. Have you heard? Have you heard about the Rafale? And you have also heard about between the India and China at the LAC, line of actual control. There you have heard, yes, there the conflict between the majority party and the opposition's party. So the opposition party also mobilized the oppositions to the go to the government. This the example I have told you about the present situations related to the role of oppositions. But again the another one example when the Bajpayee he was in the opposition party, then at that time what happened? The ruling party also taken their suggestions, adopted his suggestions for the role. Why? Because some important points is or not point the suggestions, it is very beneficial for our country. So the if the opinion of the opposition's party it is correct for the nation, obviously it will be accepted. Is it clear? So it is also the one important function of the political parties, that the role of opposition. Then the next important function of the political parties about the shape the public opinion. They raise and the highlights the issues. This time, do you know about the issues for the public opinion? The public opinion it is just currently about the examination of JE and NET. Have you heard the such public issues? Have you heard about this? What it is? It is there is the highlight the issues and by the both parties, the ruling party and the opposition's parties. All they are thinking about this. Maybe it is conduct or not to be conduct. But finally, Supreme Court has said that no, it is in the favor of the students, so it should be conduct. But how it is possible? It's the decisions by the parties, and parties have the lack of the members and active spread all over the countries, and they also get the suggestions from the people, and this time easily it is possible by the mobile or the messages or the WhatsApp messages. It can be easily possible. Parties sometimes also launch movement for the resolutions of the problem faced by the people. In these days, which type of the main problem the people they are facing? They are facing about the unemployment, and because of the pandemic situations due to the COVID-19, and this problem it is the major problem. So what happened, the parties, the leader has taken the decisions that to send the money as the relief for the, especially for the farmer or the rural area people or for the unemployed people. The money can be directly transferred to that people, and especially the flood prone area also. So these are for whom? For the public development. And often the opinion in the society also they're criticized on. And you have heard just which party said about no, it is not the correct decision to take the examination. Have you the idea? Have you the idea? Anyone, a person name that what he has said that Ovasi. Have you heard? He has said that the decision is not correct. The next another important functions that assist to government machinery and welfare schemes implemented by the governments, and it is possible by whom? Provided by whom? By the parties, and especially by which party? By the ruling party. And if you are the ordinary citizen, not you, all we are the ordinary citizens, then it is easy to approach a local party leader, and you have the idea, the word Parshad name in your locality. I think all you have the idea, if I am right? Yes. Then the ordinary citizen, it can be easy to approach to a local party leader, and then again from the government officers. So it is the common problem we think about. Oh, this time, who is the MLA belong from Darbhanga? MLA? Yes. So the people they want to meet from him and then to sort out the problem. So it's the role of the parties. So that is why they feel that close to parties even when they do not the fully trust them. So it is what? It is also the function of the political party. And there's sometime what we felt, oh, that party member they are not supporting to us, not taken the responsibility for the people needs and demands, then they will again not chosen by the people. Otherwise people can reject, and what happened, the parties in the next elections, that member cannot be elected. So it is your question, what are the functions of the political parties? And now about the necessities. The necessity. And this list of the function is a sense answers the question asked above, that we need political parties because they perform all these functions. So just the question that I have asked, why we need political parties? It's the answers. Why we need the political parties? Because the political parties, their role in making for laws, political parties form and run government, the political parties, the role of oppositions, and they shape the public opinion, and the access to government machinery and welfare schemes. Also, there the policies program for whom? For the people, for the common citizens, and also contest the elections. So it is the need of the political parties. It is the we can also think about what we can think about that it by the looking at the non-parties based elections, panchayat in the many states. But what happen if the people have the no parties? Then it can't be sort out the problem. But if in the village they have the group of the people, if they have the party, then it can be easily possible. And individual candidate also they joined with the any other parties. This situation just it was you have seen in Rajasthan. Have you seen these such things, these situations? There, the political party is directly linked to the emergency. Yes, where the individual candidate they join to the party after the elections, not before the elections, but after the elections, and they needed some the agencies to gather different views on the various issues to present this to the government. So these are the important thing, the question that I have arised before starting, that why we need the political parties. The, the next important thing it is what? How many parties should we have? How many parties should we have? Mainly, just I have also asked the uh, parties categories. First, you have to write how many parties should we have. Is it possible? But it is maybe the national level. National level. Unmute yourself if it is, then what happened? You should to reply the answer, otherwise mute yourself. Is it clear? So, how many parties should we have? And already we think about why we need the political parties needed a mechanism to support or to restrain the government and make the policies for whom, for the people, for the citizens, to give them the uh, solve their the problem, and judiciously also. How it is judiciously? Because they have the power to make the law. Political parties fulfill the needs that every representatives government has. And just you have replied about the Sanjay Sarafgi. What it means? It means that the Sanjay Sarabgi, we think about he can solve our problem with the help of him. We can sort out the problem and we can easily next time choose that person. But if it is not possible, then the people will never accept. And now it is possible by their the different parties. We have the options to choose the another candidate. How it is possible? Because of the different parties, different candidates. So let us start to know about the parties. How many parties should we have? In a democratic country, how many parties? In a democracy, it is there the more number of parties needed? More number of parties it needed in a democracy? Of course, it needed the more number of parties. Why we need the more number of parties? Already you know the group of citizens in the country, in a democratic country, free to form a political parties. And the formal sense there are the large number of the political parties. More than how many parties? It is mentioned in your book that registered. Where they are registered? Where they are registered? They are registered. Election Commission of India. Yes. Where they are registered? The parties are registered with the Election Commission of India. and all these parties are the uh, contenders in the elections. All they are taken the decisions, all they solve the problem. Parties are effectively in the race to win the election and form the government. And for this, what happened? Sometimes they make as the coalition government. The example presently about the Maharashtra, you have the idea. Before the election they have decided with the other, and after the election what they have taken the decisions. So the question is, how many major or effective parties are good for the democracy? It is the important one, that the how many major or effective parties are good for a democracy. In some countries, we have the idea that only one party allowed to control and run the government. But in our country, is it the only one party system? In our country, only no. Why it is no? If only the one, then it will be the which type of conditions? It will be possible the democracy dictatorship. Obviously, it will be then the dictator. Yes. Maximum time it is the only dictatorship as per the population. If there will be the proper way, as you are seeing in any other country, some small countries, then it may not be the dictatorship. But if the large populations, then obviously it will be the dictatorship. If a single party, is it clear? If there will be, of course, indirectly it may be the non-democratic, even it is the elections, even it is the elections. But if the yes, if it is they are saying the election is going on, the process is going on, then the what's the importance of these, that if only we have to choose one party member, then it's not the exact democratic government, then it will be the dictatorship and it will not fulfill our demand. In present situation, what happened in the China, even they want to change their the systems, but it is not possible. Why? Because of the dictatorship, even in the South Korea also. So it is very important to know about that the major parties.